Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to Splunk workshop. This is Vikram. I'm having around like 12 years of experience and I have worked on Splunk, Elk and other tools. So like today, right, we will start with our project like a problem statement. Okay. So like currently, right, for any organization, if you take a business or organization, right? Okay, now they are having like thousands of servers. If you take any company, let us assume like you are taking a small company or a medium-sized company, right? Each company, like in older days, right? Every system should used to be in the monolithic means your. Oh, 1 second, I'll take a word for that one. In earlier days, no, how you used to have your infrastructure, right? In one server, right? You use like people used to install uh, app server and DB server in the same. So each OS or an each physical hardware used to host something like this. So all the logs used to be present in the same server. Okay, and the number of servers are also less. Okay, only they used to do only vertical scaling. But now what's happening, right? For every solution they design in the current days, it is something like a cluster. So you are having something like this, or they're totally decoupling like this. Okay, now yeah, this is my app server. Okay, I will be having a cluster of app servers, like it is like app 1, application server 1. As we are moving to cloud or something, like now the hardware become little bit cheaper, no? App server 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the systems are scaling, and they used to have one database server or two database server, which will form like a active replica setup, and the transactions will be processed something like this, right? You will have something. Okay, now due to this, right, what's happening, right? Each organization is having some thousands of servers. Each organization is okay, not 100, thousands of servers. Okay, what each server will generate, tell me? Each server will generate some data, right? Each server will generate some data, something like logs or some machine generated data like CPU metrics or memory metrics, something like that. Each server will generate. Okay, so if I'm having one server, right, my job would be like easier. Like I can log in into that machine, I can check my logs, and I can monitor my system also. But as I'm having these many servers, right, as I'm having these many large amounts of servers, and the data also which is generated in this thousands of servers, whatever I'm having here, right? If each system generates data, the data will be generated by thousand systems in one organization. So it is difficult for a person or a team to monitor these thousand servers. Okay, so why we need to monitor? Okay, let us assume take there is one hacker. Okay, out of this thousand, he will try to target only one server. Okay, one machine he will target. Okay, and he will take the control of that machine and he will enter into the network. Okay, so as a security team or an organization monitoring team, they have to monitor all the stuff. Okay, and there is one more use case, like there is something like amazon.com or like abcretail.com. Okay, there is something like I'm hosting one abcretail.com. Okay, whenever a user clicks that, whenever user clicks like any product, okay, like let's assume like he clicks some phone. Okay, and he will see the specs, and only out of 100, if 100 people sees the specs or 1000 people sees the specs, only 10 people or 20 people will buy that mobile. Okay, only buy that mobile. So as a business guy, I should know like what is the how many people are entering and what are the products where people are interested. Okay, and which mobiles they are buying and who are the top sellers. Okay, these information will be present in the logs. So business needs these logs to analyze their business, no? So the solution is, right, to monitor, to get this stuff right, we will have Splunk. Okay, Splunk is a system. What it will do, right, it will basically, okay, here. So let us assume like these are my application servers. Okay, these are all my application servers. Okay, I have Splunk over here. Okay, this is my Splunk indexer. There is a component in called Splunk indexer. What it will do, right, it will first collect the information. It will collect the data from these 1000 machines. Okay, it will get all the data from these 1000 machines. Okay, first job is like it will collect. Next, okay, now once the data gets stored here, right, there will be one component and the data is stored in somewhere like bucket. So Splunk doesn't have any DB like MySQL or Oracle or something like that. It will store the data in files only. So here where the data will be stored in one directory or whatever, that is called as a bucket. Okay, so and each bucket or each bucket will have one index. Whatever the data that is coming from, right, it will have one index. So index is equal to, let us assume like ABC. Okay, this is my index. Okay, now the data gets stored, right? Using this data, as I mentioned, I can make use of this machine generated data and I can create some dashboards. Okay, I can search the data. First thing, second operation would be search. Whatever the data that is accumulated in this indexer, right, that can be searched. Okay, and whenever you do search, and we can analyze. And visualize.
So Vikram, Splunk is also having a visualization, I
Oh,
mean dashboard kind of thing, or for visualization for any other tool we need to be
no
used.
need, no need.
Okay. So from servers, the data will be collected by the Splunk index, right? So it will be stored in the form of logs, right?
It will be stored, it will be compressed, and it will be stored in logs.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So like cdopt Splunk. Okay. So basically what I was telling, no, like the data will be stored in something like this one. These are called as the buckets. So whenever you send the data, right, whenever the data that gets sent over here, no, that will be accumulated in this particular path. Okay, this is basically a directory. It is not a SQL or something. Basically it will be a directory. Okay, each project will have one directory, or it depends basically if you want all the OS logs to be present in one index, no, we have to create one index here and it will be reflected over here. Okay, from here, right, what you will get, right, one second.
The blue colored is what you call is directory. And
Yes.
the dat files is the what? The data will be collected from the servers and the stored in the particular directory, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
This is Splunk UI. So this is the visualization. So what it will do, right? Basically, whenever you do a search, right? Here there is something like search and reporting. So normally, right, you will write your queries. Okay, you will put something like index is equal to something. Index is equal to. I will give some internal index. Okay, there is something like internal index. Okay, the data will be fetched like this. That's why I was saying like Splunk will collect the data and it will store in these directories, or these are called as the indexes. Okay, and from there, right, I can search the data. Now I have searched the data, right, using some query or whatever, right? I'm searching my data. Okay, and I can do something like analyze. Let us assume like if I want to do an analyze, if I want to analyze the data, I want to find like how many errors are there. Okay, so let us assume like in this case I'm getting the data from 1000 servers. Now I want to know only the errors. If I filter with errors, right, I will be getting the patterns which are having a error string and from which source it is coming, or from which server, which host it is coming. These information will be displayed. Let us assume like if I'm having a failed login. I told now one scenario where the hacker will target only one system, right? So let us assume like if he's targeting, he's trying to attack a system, no, then normally, right, my normal behavior would be something like per day I will be having some 100 login failures. This is my trend per day. Suddenly if someone is trying to attack, right, hack the system, right, they won't be successful on the first go, right? So they will be doing like multiple retries, no, to attack the system. When they do a login attempt, a failure login attempt, right, one event will be triggered to the system. Let us assume like this fellow is some fellow is trying to log in into the system. Okay, hacker tries to attack the system. Okay, and he is trying to, he will keep on attacking, right, to take the control of the system. So within 10 minutes or within 1 minute, right, I got some 20 failures. Within 10 minutes, right, I saw something like 100 failure or 80 failures. So what we can do from Splunk, no? If we can monitor these multiple systems where we will have alerts. In Splunk supports alerts and dashboards also. So if you go to alerts, right, you can create an alert. Whenever there is an, you can set a threshold. If that threshold breaches, right, you will get a mail. Got it? So something like
Yeah.
that, or you will have some dashboard. Okay, you can create one dashboard. Okay, and you can create one dashboard and you can put a projector in your office or something. You will put some TVs, right? Normally production teams will have some monitors, big monitors, where they will analyze the production traffic. They can't see the monitor every time, no? Normally they will put some TVs or something, and they will add the, they will present the Splunk dashboard over there. Correct, right?
Yeah.
So they can monitor those systems. So if I see something like, there is something they have created lastly.
So in the previous scenario, as you explained, so if an hacker wants to attack a particular server, there will be multiple login attempts will be conducted by the hacker, right? So in
Correct.
that case, we will be, I mean, creating an alert whether if any login fail alert kind of thing, and we will post it, right? So if at
Yes,
all
yes,
any target was reached, let's say for example if the 10 minutes we have around 50 to 20 login attempt failures, so immediately the alert will triggered and the mail will be sent to us
yes.
so that we can log into our Splunk enterprise tool, and we will check what exactly happened to the server, right? So in this way,
Yes,
we will
yes,
monitor the actions which were, I mean, on the servers, right?
yes, yes. And you can have a running dashboards also. You can now you have the data over here. Now what I will do, right? I will analyze the data by writing some queries like, okay, I'm getting some, I'm just giving some last 30 seconds window. So this is the running monitoring. Every 30 seconds it will show this dashboard. If I put this, this is the running dashboard basically. So let us assume like this is the events that are being processed now. If you put this dashboard in your monitor or something, no, you can directly see, right? If there is any abnormal activity, the values keep on changing. It is monitoring for last 30 seconds.
Okay.
Or I can write some.
And Vikram, one doubt.
So this like this I can put the some prepare a dashboard. So I am real time monitoring my server for last 30 minutes. For every 1 minute I am getting some data. If there is any spike or something, right, we can take the corrective action.
Yeah,
Like that we
Vikram.
can utilize the data. Yes, 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 I'm hearing. Tell me.
Yeah, yeah, one doubt. Like, I need to install the Splunk into the server, or I can access the servers by using Splunk environment.
So that we will discuss. Okay, first initial we are at like at the very early stage. Okay, so
Okay,
first
okay, okay.
what I want to
My doubt is like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
showing
monitoring
some
that.
you are showing some log files as well as you're showing some data. Uh,
Mm,
that data is belongs to which application and where I need to connect to the Splunk. Yeah.
so yeah, I will come to that just in next 10 minutes. Okay, so for now, right, I told no, Splunk will collect the data. We can use some search queries and all those, and we can analyze the data and we can visualize. That is clear now, right, for everyone. Whatever the log, how the logs will be basically, the logs will be something like this.
In the form of dot
Yeah,
dat
you will have
files.
something like
Okay.
this. No, no, you will have something like this. The logs will be
Okay.
something like a event that is associated with some timestamp. Okay, using this
Okay.
raw data, I am putting some visual representation by extracting the information whatever I need. Okay, like that I can visualize the data. Okay,
Okay.
now we'll see who are the competitors. Okay, Splunk also has some competitors like LogDNA, Elasticsearch, Sumo Logic, and SolarWinds Logi. But the beauty of the Splunk is, right, the Splunk can monitor any device basically. So it can monitor. Just I will stop the screen share and I will put one diagram. Just a second. Just a second. I'm opening one. Are you able to see my screen?
No.
No, Vikram. It was just a initial screen.
Okay, okay. I'll put one PPT. Just a second. Now are you able to see?
Yes.
So basically, right, Splunk will monitor everything. Okay, Splunk can monitor your servers like Active Directory or like your application servers or your DNS servers or whatever. Windows servers. There will be something like a radio frequency devices. It can monitor the sensors, virtual machine data, app servers, security devices, databases, web servers. Okay, and it can monitor the routers, switches, and it can monitor the mainframe systems, exchange servers, and some applications. So basically, right, it is an end-to-end solution. So it can monitor everything in a network. You got it? So for this, right, so basically it will monitor everything. Okay, so why Splunk is more famous, right? There will be something like Splunk base. So in this Splunk base, right, actually it offers something like, if you go here, no, there are something like, I have apps over here. Okay, the Splunk can be integrated to multiple third-party softwares or tools. Okay, here there is something like a Splunk base. Here, right, you will be having some apps for IT operations or security. Okay, there are some categories basically. It can be used for DevOps, IT operations, security and fraud compliance, business analyst, IoT, and utilities. If you select this, let us assume like if you are selecting something like IT operations, no? So these are the stuff these can use. They can have some server with a trend micro, okay, and they can monitor the Kubernetes, okay. They can monitor this like Cisco AnyConnect, okay. So these apps or the devices, right? These can be integrated to Splunk. So if you like, there is one app which I have installed basically that is like website monitoring. So what it will basically monitor, right? It will, if we use some any URL or something, no, it will monitor basically. So if you see, so there are multiple websites in my company. Okay, there are some multiple host machines or the application servers that are there. Every application will have some health check, health check status, right? Correct or not? If you are a production guy, right, you might be knowing like every application would be monitor like will be having a health check URL. So we will categorize whether the application is running or not using the health check URL. Let us assume like if some application is not reachable, then it will show as a some connection failed or something. So this is one app which I have downloaded from this Splunk base. That is something like website monitoring. So like this Splunk supports these integration with some apps. Okay, which this is one which I have downloaded earlier. I will show this. It will take some
So if any organization using these apps, so those can be integrated to Splunk, right?
time. Yes, yes. Normally, is
Okay.
what Splunk is, why Splunk is no, why it is famous, right? This organization, right? They will be having some setups, right? They will be having some monitoring tools like New Relic. Okay, you know New Relic, right? It is an they will monitor the production servers with New Relic, right? Or App Dynamics or some other tools. So those tools can also be integrated to Splunk. So whatever the data it has, data can be collected basically. That data can be collected and pulled into the Splunk, and you can visualize over here. So it is a one-stop solution for everything. Or if
Okay.
you will have something like AWS, you want to monitor something like AWS, it has some app for AWS. So if you are having some application which is hosted in AWS, right? If you install these apps, right? So the data can be looked in the same tool. Okay, so we'll go to next.
So not only from servers, even from the data from the applications, any I mean any incorrect logins or any improper accesses to those applications can also be monitored by adding add-ons to that by
Yes,
using Splunk, right?
exactly, exactly. So basically, right, Splunk monitors everything. Okay, you can consider there is some solution. If it is a scripted output also, you can monitor using Splunk. You got it. So if you take the career paths, right, how if you learn Splunk, what is the advantage? One is like you will be having one role called as Splunk admin. So this guy will be like his responsibility is to install, configure, okay, and integrate the source. Now you have apps and you have some source applications, right? So this guy will maintain the system. Basically, he will install, configure. He will do the application management. App management means I have shown, right, some apps. He will be configuring those, and his job, I will show one typical Splunk architecture. Okay, I will explain what is this. This is basically how the Splunk looks. It is not a single server. You will be having multiple components in Splunk. Okay, in after 10 minutes I will explain you what are those. Okay, for now, right, this is a complicated architecture which Splunk has or an organization maintains. So for maintaining this stuff, right, you need an admin. Got it? So I will explain what is the search shed and all those after 10 minutes. But the admin job is to maintain the infrastructure and configure your source systems to send the data to the Splunk indexer. And there will be some role called as Splunk developer. So what this admin will do basically, this is my source system, this is my Splunk indexer. His job is to make sure like the data is being sent to this and it is stored. Okay, once the data gets stored here, right, this developer, right, what he will do, right, he will write queries to analyze the data. Okay, he will
So
write some Splunk queries. Yeah, please.
yeah, so queries in the sense it is a kind of Splunk level
Yeah,
of
it's
queries, right?
SPL language it is like.
Okay,
Okay,
it's
so you just now I wrote one small query, right, like that. He will write some queries and try to extract the data. Okay, I have removed it. Okay, he will prepare the dashboards, he will configure the alerts. That all stuff will be done by the admin. Okay, in some small organizations, if you see, right, in a startup or something, right, both the jobs will be done by only one person. Okay, so they will hire one Splunk resource. If it is an organization, medium organization, which is having some limited servers, right, they don't want to explicitly go for Splunk admin and Splunk development guy. They will hire one resource and they will be doing both the jobs. Okay, and there will be other people. Okay, others. So others can be something like developer, tester, support, business analyst, and there will be some security team. And what roles you will have other than this? So the Splunk will be used by development team to analyze the issue, right? If they are troubleshooting, if they are configuring something, right? Those logs they will verify using the Splunk. Okay, so the tester also will do the testing and he will try troubleshoot using the Splunk. Support guys, right? They will be preparing the dashboards. Likewise, I showed, no, they will be preparing some dashboards and they will be monitoring the system. So what business analyst will do? business analyst, as I mentioned, if I'm a business analyst for Amazon.com, so I want to know, I'm an investor, I'm a seller at Amazon.com. So as a business seller, I want to understand I'm having some limited amount, like I'm having some 10 lakhs. So with this 10 lakhs, I have to make business. I have to get more profits. So I can't invest my money on an item which is not being sold and it is in the inventory for some 10 days or 20 days. Correct? So using the Splunk, the business analyst or this can provide some information to the seller, like, okay, in your area, these days, last 1 week, most of the customers are like buying something like mobiles or something else. Okay, they are more interested in one product. So what this seller will do, he will invest his amount, he will also buy that amount and he will, sorry, product, and he will put it in his inventory such that he is investing on the right item rather than buying something and like putting in the inventory for longer time, right?
Yeah. So
So like,
analyzing the
yeah,
customer needs, right?
yes. So customer also can use this Splunk. And as I mentioned, like this Splunk will be also used by the security team. So there is something like separate specialization for security on Splunk. There is a separate certification also. Okay, just a second. If you see the Splunk certifications, right? There is something like core user certification, core power user, core user. This is core user certified, power user certified, advanced power user, enterprise certified admin, enterprise certified architect admin, certified developer, Splunk core certified consultant, security enterprise, sorry, Splunk enterprise security certified admin, and this is something new like ITIS. Okay, okay. So basically, right, it has these many certifications basically. So don't think like Splunk like a small tool or something. Basically, like most of the people are using Splunk, and there is like lot of demand. And one more thing, right, the Splunk can be basically, right, in big data, what you will do, you will extract some meaningful information from an unstructured data. Am I correct? That is all big data about, right? Yes or no? In the same way,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Splunk also will collect the metrics from multiple sources, logs or some data, machine data from multiple sources like IoT devices or from logs or some network devices. So this also comes under that category. Splunk is part of this machine learning as well as the like big data. So they will extract the meaningful information by writing the queries or something. You got it?
So raw data will be converted into a meaningful visualized data so that we can monitor and I mean analyze the data, right?
Yes. So if you learn Splunk, right, it is irrespective of specialization. There will be some people like technology independent, right? If I am Java guy, whether I should know go for Splunk or not, or I'm a BA, or I'm a tester, whether Splunk is needed, or I'm a support guy. Now, right,
So
Splunk is like a universal tool. So if you are working in an IT organization, right, you should know Splunk.
yeah.
It will
So
be a value.
myself, yeah, Vikram, like
So yes,
myself, I am a testing background, so I'm into the testing. I mean, as you said, we have a lot of opportunities using this Splunk in all the organizations, right? So,
Yes,
so how many positions usually an organization, mid-range of organizations will be having? Like we will be having Splunk testers, like whatever the data which was created by or logs are created by the Splunk. So do we have a testing team to analyze and test those? No, nothing
no,
like that, right?
no. There won't be any
Okay,
testers for Splunk admin. Sorry,
okay,
Splunk. Basically,
okay,
It is a tool which will give you if you are performing one job right in any position, it will give you a value added advantage. Okay, if you want to
Okay. Okay.
troubleshoot an issue, normally if you are taking
Okay.
1 hour, right? If you know Splunk and if you are able to write queries, it will be done in 15 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay.
someone is asking another question.
Yeah, yeah, Vikram. Just I'm asking, like, it is a kind of monitoring the server kind of thing.
It not server, it can monitor your network device also. If you have a router,
Oh,
okay, that also
okay.
can be monitored. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we can say
Monitors
that
basically
in
information, right?
application, we can say that each and every action user perform that can be monitored
Yes, exactly.
by using that log files.
Yes, normally data will get stored in some indexer, okay? In the backend,
Okay.
you will have a
Okay.
UI to visualize the data which is collected.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I will explain one small topic. Okay. Now, after that, I will take questions. Okay. So these are my multiple systems over here. I'm having some soft like indexer over here, right? So if I want to send the logs from here to here, no, I should have some component or a software called as universal forwarder. Universal forwarder. It is a small agent or it is a small package that will be installed in your Windows, Linux, Mac or any operating system. Okay, that agent will send the data to the indexer. Okay, like that if I'm having some 1,000 applications, right, 1,000 servers, I have to install my universal forwarder in that 1,000 machines. Got it? And
Yeah.
here then this is one thing, and I'm having one indexer over here. Do you think like one indexer will take the load from these 1,000 servers? No, right? So you will be having some other cluster of indexers. Let us assume like this is my indexer one. I will have something like indexer 2. Like that, I will be having cluster. This size depends upon the data that is coming, okay, from the source systems. Got it? So if you know, right, whenever the disk is being written, logs are being written into the disk, right? It is like an high IO operations will be happening. So if I perform the same stuff, okay, if I perform the same search on the same machine, right, there will be something like a performance overhead on the system. So what they will do, right, they will be having one more component called as search head. Okay, they will be having some component called as search head. What this search head will do, right, it will user will write the queries here, it will connect it to the indexer and it will fetch the data from this indexer. Okay, it will fetch the data from this indexer whenever the user writes a query, and he will be presented with the data he is requested for. So let us assume I just ran one query right here priorly.
One small doubt here, Vikram. The server will be keep on updating, like I mean, Splunk index will be keep on updating because it will be collecting information from the server on timestamp basis, right?
Yes, yes,
So with the search header, if we write a query and fetch the data from the server, in the search header also it will be updating.
no, it won't. Its job is to execute the query and get the data. It won't store anything.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, it won't store anything, just it will give a visual representation. So if
So
there will be one component called a search head where you can write the queries or you can extract some information. Okay, in Splunk, right, you can extract something like last 1 month, 2 months, 3 years or 2 years. So based on your infrastructure, like based on your business need, like let us assume like you want to store your logs for next 3 years, that can be also done. Okay, for maintaining this infrastructure only they need an admin. You got it? So to
yeah.
maintain this infrastructure, and you will be having some developer. Once the data gets stored here, no, the the Splunk developer will be writing the queries and extract the meaningful information. Okay, and so like that, right? You will be having multiple components like for updating the license. There will be one component called as license server, or what to say, deployment server. Okay, there will be some other components. As we have less time, no, so I'm not going through these details. Basically, that overall, right, you will have some infrastructure like this. Okay, so here you are having some index cluster. I told, no, this is one indexer, indexer 2, indexer 3, indexer 4, like that, right? Like that, you will be having some 10 or 15 or even 5 2 based on your company size and the application servers. Okay,
Vikram,
there also,
I have a question.
yeah, please.
Do you mean to say that the index are nothing but the application specific log? Say
No,
suppose
no.
I have three applications in my server, and I
Mhm.
want to track the logs. So the indexes says that one index says that the logs are from one application, and the other logs are from different
Yes.
applications.
So in universal forwarder only, in your source system only, you will define where the data should be stored in my indexer. What is the
Okay.
category? What is the server
Okay.
IP? The same thing
Okay.
will be stored here. Okay. Then
Is the data logs or logs from application server to the Splunk indexer will be real-time syncing, or will it have any
no.
difference?
There won't be any delay. It will happen real time. Now you are seeing, no. There won't be any
Okay.
delay. Maybe like five,
Okay.
6, or 4, 5 seconds or something, but normally there won't be any delay. Okay. 1 second
Okay.
also there won't be any delay.
Okay.
So you can't expect like I have triggered my operation here. So after half an hour or 20 minutes, the data will be received in indexer. That is your assumption. No, it will be a real time sync. That's why you will configure these alerts and all those stuff, right? Alerts, dashboards.
Correct.
Whenever the event happens, then you will get a mail. Or real time monitoring means you want to monitor on live, right?
Correct. Perfectly correct.
Yes. Any other questions? Now I will take questions.
So considering all these inputs, as you said, this is also comes under big data mining kind of data mining kind of tool, right?
Yes. So like it is basically Splunk is, if you see, if you talk about Excel, no, Excel comes under which category? Who will be using
Data
Excel?
processing.
No,
Data
Excel will,
processing.
data processing is for specific need. I'm telling like who will be using Excel? Everyone will be using, right? Like
Everyone will be
irrespective
using.
of,
Correct.
in the same way, this is also like that. Everyone has to use it.
Okay.
So there are, if you are more specific, like there are some thousands of apps based on their need. Okay, so there will be some apps specific for big data, machine learning, okay, artificial intelligence.
Correct.
So like the need is based on the use case or the scenario, how he want to use.
Okay. And Vikram, as part of this particular course, what are we trying to gain? I mean, topics wise.
Yeah, like I will be teaching like Splunk admin as well as development. So the course will
Okay.
be like fifth, 1 month.
Hmm.
Okay, 15 days I will take for development and 15 days I will take for admin. So it will be like 99-95% practical only. So I won't give any theory or running notes. So because as I mentioned, no, it will be a big infrastructure setup.
Correct.
So there won't be much scope for like writing or documentation. So whatever we have, right? So it will be like mostly it will be like practical on. There won't be any running notes or something.
Okay, then I mean, to replicate the same mechanism, logs are flowing from the different systems. So, are we going to replicate as part of the admin activities?
Yes. I will have one setup in my VMware.
Okay.
So like
So
I can't take
it will be
one.
useful. It will be useful for the people those who are seeking their career in admin side and as well as developer side, right?
Exactly. So I can't have some 10 or 15 machines. Okay, for sending the
Okay.
logs, I need only one machine. So I can't spend time on invest my time on creating multiple applications and sending data, right? So I will have one application. Okay, I will have
Mm.
one server. From there, I will send one log. Okay, like that, I will be having some. If it is a cluster, now I will be having some 2 clusters or 3 clusters. I will be having different VMs based on the use case or based on the scenario which I am discussing on that day. I will do the lab.
Okay.
Okay, so the lab can be done on AWS as well as the Google Cloud and VMware also. So my view is like uh,
Is
for
1 month
the
enough?
first, huh?
1 month is enough, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, even I am also about to ask the same thing. 1 month is enough, or
And it will be
because admin and development have a lot of concepts, right? So that's what I'm asking. I mean, I'm just doubting. Will 1 month and I think 1 hour will be the session, right?
yes, 1 hour will be the session. That's why I'm having
Okay.
my VMware setup. Okay, so that it
Mm.
will be handy for me rather than spending my like 10 half an hour or 40 minutes in creating the machine every day. I had my
Okay.
setup. Now I have one batch is going on, so no issue. Just you leave that to me. Okay, if you are like at the end
What is
of the
the
day,
charge difference?
if you are not understand, if you don't know how to at the end of that admin, right? If you don't know how to do this configuration, no, you ask me. Okay, remaining lab and all those, you leave it to me. Okay, I will take care. How to send my
Uh,
data from my, yes, please. Someone is asking some question.
yeah, Vikram. I'm a Java developer. So basically, I am in my organization also. We started using this Splunk. So can I conclude that after hearing all your 30 sessions, can I get a strong knowledge on even admin side also, like configuring a new thing? So say suppose in my in my new project, in case if they wish me to look into these admin activities and configuration side activities, so the classes whatever I am going to hear, will that really help me to start like a pro, or I'll be I have to struggle and a little extract more? I mean, i- i- uh, is this my question to, sorry, this is my question,
I
like
got
whether.
you. So the thing is like after this course, right? You itself
Hmm.
will deploy one Splunk infrastructure itself.
Okay. Okay.
So you will be in
That's
a
what.
position to install and configure
Hmm.
the Splunk setup. Like if it is like 10 nodes or 15 nodes, that doesn't
Hmm.
matter.
Hmm.
You will be able to deploy. Okay,
Okay. Hmm.
right from installation. So the thing is like one beauty of the Splunk is right. There will be only 2 softwares. Okay, just I will stop the screenshot and I will show the just just a second. So if you ask me, there will be only 2 softwares basically. Okay, one is Enterprise Edition. Okay, which supports Windows, Linux, and Mac, and there will be one Universal Forwarder. So there will be only 2 softwares. In the client side, you will install this 70 MB, or if it is a Linux, no, a 40 MB file or a 40 MB RPM. Okay, whereas this Enterprise Edition will be like some 400 or 500 MB software. Okay, so even though whatever you want to configure, right? You want to configure the like indexer or a search head or something, right? You will have the same software. So the installation won't be different for each node. Okay. So the installation would be same, but you have to do some configuration to make it as an indexer or a search head or a deployment server, something like that. Okay.
Okay.
Only two softwares will be available. One is this is the enterprise edition with
Got it.
8.1.2. Okay, this is the actual Splunk enterprise edition. You will be having this as universal forwarder. Okay, so if you want to ship the data, right? If you are shipping from Windows, you have to use this one. If you want from Linux, you will be having this. Solaris means if you want to send the data from Solaris, you have to install this. Mac means map. We won't install everything. Mostly we'll install only two. One is Windows and one is Linux. That's it. We can't go for every use case, no? If you see here now, I will show one day like Windows installation of Splunk, and one day I will show the Linux installation. Got it?
Okay.
So like, don't think complicated. It will be like easy. I will take care.
So
All these are
Linux
remote classes
itself,
only, right? Online
Yes,
classes only, right,
everything
Vikram?
will be on. Yes, everything will be online.
And what is the fees, Vikram?
That team will get back to you.
Okay.
That coordinates.
And are we going to get any recorded sessions in case if we are missing?
Yes. You will be getting recorded
Okay.
sessions. You will be
Okay.
so
provided
Vikram,
the Google Drive access. Yep.
so
Only
the
actually
timing will be same. I mean, in a
8
week,
to 9.
all I mean, all the 7 days will be, or 6 days.
Weekly only 5 days.
Okay, only weekdays with the same
Yes.
time, right?
Yes. It will be 8 to 9.
So and Vikram, all classes are comes like real time scenarios we are going to do here, right, Vikram?
Exactly. There won't be any theory, boss. I won't
Okay,
type
okay.
It is like even I won't give definitions also. Okay, if you know this is a like Linux, you can't mug up things, right? This is the configuration which needs to be done. So whatever the time that is allocated to me, I will use 95% practical. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Maybe for if you want to understand the infrastructure, right? Splunk infrastructure, whatever the diagram I showed, no? For explaining the lab, I will put some 5-10 minutes. For 50 minutes, right? You will be having only lab.
Okay. So once I got the opportunity to work on Splunk, what we are going to work in the company, so same concepts and same thing will be done in our trainings, right?
Yes, same thing. So one day what we will do, right? There will be one component, right? Here, if you see, here I'm configuring search head lab. So I will do only search head. Okay. Now if I'm integrating next to lab would be something, okay. First I will do something like this. You will understand in a better way. Okay. First I will teach like Linux Splunk installation. Okay. Next, right, I will integrate search head, or I will configure universal forwarder. Universal forwarder.
Vikram, hello.
Yes. Let me
Hello.
complete. Let me. Yes.
Vikram, yeah, sorry to interrupt. I joined little late, so I want to know what is the prerequisite for the course? Anything
There is
very specific?
no prerequisite. There is no prerequisite.
Because I basically work on algorithm side for using Python, so I am not much into these server things and all.
So
So
if you
mostly,
know basic Linux commands, that should be fine. Only if you have basic Linux
yeah,
commands.
like I work on Linux only. Yeah.
So because like we are playing with the setup in Linux. So if you know how to edit a file, how to stop a service, how to start a service, that should be fine.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
one day, right, I will integrate this universal forwarder with Splunk. Next lab, I will integrate search head. Like that, I will be incrementing the setup. Okay. So everything will be like, we can't have complete setup, right? So we'll at single point of time, I can't show everything. So I will slowly increment the setup. First, I will have only one installation. Next, I will add one component to the existing setup, and likewise, I will show the lab. Okay. So don't worry about this.
What is the difference between user and power user, Vikram?
Power by user can do the configuration.
Okay, like admin and normal developer, right?
Yes, yes, yes. User means you will have only read-only access.
Okay. And do we need to have similar setup what you are having in our local, or not required?
No, not required.
Go.
You can spin. No, you can spin it in the Google Cloud or AWS.
Okay.
So why I'm having in my local setup now VMware, right? There will be some real-time issues. Okay, some configurations that needs to be done. Okay, if I have my VMware now, I have to modify my stuff. I got into that. If it is AWS, right, or Google Cloud, they will give you ready-made everything. No, if you do your lab on that Google Cloud or AWS, there will be some small issues. There will be some prerequisites. If you are doing in your local, right, it will fail. Okay, if you do your lab here now, then if you do it on cloud, it won't fail. Okay, if I teach there now, when you come to VMware, you will face some problems. That's why I'm taking in the reverse way.
Okay. And Vikram, one last question. Like, as you said, are we having some configuration specification details, like configuring from AWS to our Splunk Splunk Enterprise?
You will like, because one thing, right? When you come to this app management, right, there will be some thousands of apps. Okay. So based on their needs, some will use AWS, some will use Azure. So those are not part of our course. I will take one app and I will show you how to install and how to configure. Okay. But if I take that lab, right? So for you, it is AWS. For one guy, right, it can be something else. So we can't
Yeah.
accommodate everything.
Correct, correct. There are a hell lot of cloud
Yeah,
services out there. We can't,
yeah.
but at least
So
one or two will be useful.
yes, I will have some app section where you will understand like how to configure and install. Okay, and its uses. But
Okay.
this app, right, it will be something like based on the person need. Okay, so based on the need, they have to analyze, and installation from one app will be independent from other app. That is also there.
Definitely.
Or install, yeah. So because like it is pluggable to multiple systems, right? So the installation also will vary. Okay, you have to read the documentation and you have to do that installation. But the infrastructure side I'm covering up. Apps I will take 2 or 3 sections. Okay.
But at least if we have exposure to one particular cloud service, configuring the log details from cloud service to the Splunk Enterprise, then at least that will give us some confidence when we are working on the other thing.
Pass. You are trying to, if you want to ship the logs from there to here, no? That your question? You
Yes,
want to
yes.
ship the logs, not the data. Like AWS will have some account, will have some metrics like something else, like how many S3 buckets are there, what is the, you are not asking that information. You are telling like,
No,
if
no,
my
no,
cloud
no.
service is there, the installation from whatever you are doing, right, universal forwarder configuration, whether it is in on-premises or cloud, both are same only. There won't be any
Okay.
difference. So the
Okay.
you do locally or it is in cloud, the procedure is same. There is no difference. Okay. So if your application is
Okay.
present in your AWS, right, then also you whatever the configuration which you are doing currently, right, that should be sufficient. Else I
Yes,
will take one.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that can be done, not an issue. I actually had one machine. I have two machines which are in two different clouds. I can send data from one cloud to another cloud. Means my universal forwarder will be in some AWS, and my indexer will be in Azure. That can be done, not an issue. But only thing is like both should be in public. Else you have to come by some other channel. Okay. Any other questions? So
So when we
like
gonna start our first day of session, like tomorrow or from Monday it will be starting?
from currently, right? So the admin part is finished. Okay. So from Monday, development will be starting for that batch. Okay, so first, right, you can listen anything. Either you can start with the development or administration. Both are independent. Okay, as I mentioned, the role is different, right? The admin will be involved once the data is pulled into the indexer.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a thin line over here, so there is no dependency like you should know admin to work on development. Clear?
Yeah.
So first I will take development for that batch, and next I will continue admin.
Okay. So from Monday onwards, first of all, we will be starting with Splunk developer activities.
Yes,
So once
yes.
the development activities is completed, then we will be given admin thing, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Monday what time?
Same time, 8 to 9. And one more thing, right? Like
Same
if you
huh?
guys and yeah,
Link is
once.
same.
Huh?
Link
Link
is
will be
same.
different. The team will be sending you. They will be contacting you after the demo. Okay. So one thing, right? There are two things. If you want 100% practical, no, it will be very quick. Like if you are expecting some definitions and all those, right? It will take some time. So it is up to the team or the batch who joins. If someone want, there will be some. Now the trend is changed. Okay. Now previously, right? For the trainings, right? People used to ask definitions, and that will reduce the time for the practical. Yes or no? That is the usual case, right? So I actually, for me also, it will be more comfortable if I do that practical. Okay, if the you are telling about the length, no, if I type the definitions, what is universal forwarder, what is indexer, and all those, right? If I type the definitions and I will give you, right, on the fly, it will take some time. We will discuss. It will be like a, like now how you discuss, right? It is an interactive session, so you can ask question rather than giving the spending time in like giving the theory, right? It will be I will be more interested in an interactive way. So if you have questions, no, I can wait for some time and I can answer. So now current batch is like that. It depends upon the batch. If someone wants, I'm fine to do, but the time constant, it may take
So
20, 30 days or even less, also even more also. That depends upon the pace of the batch.
one last thing, the admin part is already completed for the previous batch, so we are starting up with the development batch.
I will
So I
take
mean,
basics.
we are very new for this interface, right? So if you're starting with the indexes and the logs which we are reviewing, so we might be confused how these logs or indexes were created, and I mean, these kind of challenges we'll be having, right?
Till
Yeah.
now, right? They don't know what is present in the existing batch. They
Okay.
don't know what is this.
Okay.
They know like the data will come here. They don't know what is exactly
Okay.
here. Okay, both are independent. So there you
Okay.
will be, there you are getting the data and integrating the components.
Okay.
The goal of that classes will be different.
Okay.
Are we
So
having a session tomorrow, Vikram?
no. The next
Okay,
class will be
only
on,
today. Next
it
class
will
will
be
be
on
on Monday.
next class will be on Monday. So you don't worry, I will take care. But the people are expecting notes now, as you mentioned, someone mentioned whether it will be completed in 30 days or something, right? It won't complete, but if you go with only practical, because right, you will have like online tutorials, or you will have some lot of Q&A, right? You will be having some interview questions and all those, right? There you can get that theory part. So got it, right?
So most of our trainings will be on a practical and regular work kind of things, so that
Yes,
we
yes,
can
yes.
learn more.
Yes, yes. There won't be any theory. Even I for the current batch, no, I'm not against the theory, but the thing is like unnecessarily it is of time waste. That's what I will feel. If you know practically what you are doing, you can explain to an interviewer. No need to mug up. Am I correct?
Yeah, true.
That is my view. Rather than by hearting the definition, if you know the what you are doing, If you do that lab, then you can answer any interviewer, no?
Yeah, but one thing, Vikram, for example, today we have completed one or two scenarios, that is a practical sessions or practical scenarios. At least that high level scenarios are we need to write in the notes, right?
That oh,
The
okay.
definition and all those things, what is indexer, what is a forward, that is not maybe required. Why? Because we will Google it and we will not. But what are the real-time scenarios we have done today, or one or two scenarios that we need to write. Why? Because we need to again go through those things, so that yeah, this is the scenario, we got this issue and we
Scenario
have
will be explained.
find the solution for that issue. Like that, we need to write, Vikram.
Yeah, the thing is, I will tell you, I
Yeah.
will give that. The problem is like if I'm doing one file, no, if I'm doing some configuration, no, that I can't document. I can give the reference files, or I can give the file which I have configured here. On the same day, I can give you. If you are having some lab, okay, so there will be
Yeah.
some configuration files that will be modified. That whatever the lab we had that configuration files, right? That paths and everything I will give you on the fly.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
So if I'm modifying some post file, let us assume, I'll give that file to you in the meeting itself. So you can preserve it and you can use it. You can take that as a reference.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. Clear, Vikram. That's what my.
Yeah, you will have the documentation.
Yeah.
Any other doubts? Any other questions? Else we'll wind up. You can feel free to ask questions. Okay, it will be an interactive session.
How much kind of queries we need to write? Is there any kind of what we call?
Queries means like how they teach SQL.
Okay,
They will create
the same manner.
yeah, same manner. Like we'll create a table and you like operator, we'll do insert command. Like that, I will give you the
Okay,
basics. What are the commands you have to use and when to use.
okay, okay,
And based on your use case and your real time, you have to apply those logic. Okay, I
okay,
will be using the same logs. Okay, whatever that is coming, Splunk will be sharing one log file. Okay, in the Splunk documentation, we will take that Splunk documentation as reference because we won't have any real-time application, no. So we will make use of that application data and we will use it. Okay, just yeah, that's it. You'll be able to,
We need.
if you go through the development part, right? You may be thinking whether you will be having some doubt, right? Whether I can write queries or whether what would be my state. There are two aspects, right? Everyone won't get opportunity to write query from the first. In any organization you will be having some reference queries or reference dashboard. Okay, so if you attend these classes, right, I can guarantee you, right, you will understand the query. That is bare minimum. Even how big the query is, you will be able to understand and go through what is going on. Okay, that I can guarantee.
Okay.
Vikram, do we have exposure to write the create the alerts and create the dashboards also,
Yes,
right?
yes. Alerts, dashboards, everything will be covered. If it is not covering, I will take some few days extra. What is there for me?
Okay. At least if we are able to write on our own means that will be good.
Ah,
Because bare minimum, that kind of thing will be the expectations, right, from a
yes, yeah,
experienced developer.
yes. Basically, like in SQL, how they will teach? They will write the
Correct.
queries, right? That you will get, no doubt.
Correct.
Okay,
Mm.
based on your organization or your stuff, right? Then you have to modify.
Yes,
Okay, the
yes.
Splunk is very vast. It is not like
Yes.
a small.
It's the ocean kind of thing. Mm.
Yeah, it's the ocean. So the course also will be like I have to cover everything with basics. If I explore much on one thing, right, I can't cover up others.
So once we completing this course, we will be in a position to understand the query that was already written, and we were able to understand the dashboards and alerts that were created, right?
Yes, yes. You can modify the dashboards, you can modify the queries, and you can write also, but that is bare minimum that I'm trying. If you have a query, you will be able to understand.
Yeah, until we get in, I mean, in a position of 2 to 3 months, we will not in a position to write queries in any organization.
Yes,
So
yes,
in the meanwhile, we will able to understand the structure of the Splunk in that
yes.
organization. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Any other further questions, or shall we wind up? Because like Splunk is very vast. One thing, right? The Splunk is used by security team as well. So as I mentioned, like there is like the people have some small like minor opinion, or like they think like Splunk is nothing, or it's just a small monitoring tool. But out of 100, like if you see out of 100 Fortune 100 companies, right, 92 will use Splunk. And if
So
you take
Vikram, I have
1,000 organizations, 900 plus will use Splunk.
So I have one last question, like with the Splunk and the Tableau, these both can be integrated to get a visualized data.
That is like I can't, if there is any app, it is, but
It's
you guys have
a
to
Tableau.
work. There is an integration I saw once.
Because in a Tableau we have a Splunk integration.
Yes,
So,
yes. Even you can connect to Jenkins.
okay.
You can connect to Jenkins. Okay. Maybe.
So definitely, if I am looking for a Tableau opportunities and learning at Splunk will also be a beneficial for us, right?
I don't know. Tableau is. It is there something.
Yeah, Tableau is there because in the Tableau phase we are able to connect to the Splunk servers.
I'm writing correct only, right? My whatever I'm writing is correct only, right? Tableau.
Yes, correct.
But it is showing one only. ODBC.
No, in Tableau we can get data from Splunk. Not exactly. Splunk will
Yeah.
not connect to Tableau. Tableau will gather the data from the Splunk servers. Whatever the raw data that was created, so those will be converted into tables in Tableau.
Okay. So it is like this ODBC driver, right? It can be integrated to Splunk Tableau desktop.
Yeah. Yes.
So I never did, but like mostly in every system it will can be coupled
Okay.
with the system. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Like mostly, right?
And
Splunk is not. It is
yeah,
really new. Like no one is teaching in outside also Splunk with this cheaper rate, right? Even I felt like there is no other also another guy also is teaching, right? Like with this rate. Maybe next 2 months I will we will increase the price, because the problem is like if it is Java or something, right? Everyone will come for this, right? Only real-time people who are working, who are experienced more than 5 will come. If I'm not wrong, everyone here are like 5 years experienced. Correct me if
correct.
Moreover,
someone
not
can.
all organizations
More than 5
take
years
it.
of experience I got.
Yeah, for Splunk who are all coming, right? They are like minimum 5 years. I know, right? I take classes for US guys. Okay, for US
And
guys, right? They will only, they don't want any theory. Okay, for their requirement is they want to see. Some people will be there who worked 1 year or 2 hours 2 years back to refresh. No, just they will come to me. They want to see the lab. They want to know how to integrate. They don't want any, what to say, they don't want to any theory. Just they want to see they want to like refresh how to integrate and all those.
And Vikram,
Because
one
just tell me.
yeah, one last doubt. Mike, you told that Linux is required, right? I mean, how much Linux is like the basic commands is sufficient, or I need to more
No,
concentrate
no,
on?
no administration. Just if you know how to start a service, stop a service, okay,
Okay.
and how to see the IP address,
Okay. Okay.
and how to
So
edit a file,
basic
configure,
commands.
VI command,
Okay.
stop and start, modifying the host file. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I can take my lab in the Google Cloud also, but for the first time, right, normally I will be taking in this GCP, Google Cloud platform, where I'm more comfortable. But when I had upgraded my laptop and when I started working on it, right, we had some peculiar issues that needs to be resolved. Okay,
Yeah.
like host names and all those should not be same. If someone wants, my goal is like, if someone wants their own laptop setup in laptop, no, if they're having some 32 gig, okay, RAM, okay, then they should be able to set up. Cloud means it is chargeable. Like if you can't, you have to configure everything and you have to destroy everything. If it is in local, now you can preserve it for some 1 year or something, right? If you don't want, you'll turn it off. Okay, boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm done. Thanks for your time.
Thanks,
Thank
Vikram.
you.
Thanks for the
Yeah.
interactive session.
Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you, Vikram. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.